Hello everyone, and welcome back to Allthemodium 7. In the last episode, we made some pretty good progress in terms of, in terms of what we were trying to do. Sorry, as our base loads in. Usually we spawn at the base, so it's normally loaded in and doesn't lag at the intro, but sadly, I spawned in at our other area. Anyhow, we'll be fine. The main thing the last episode that we did, is actually, it's back where we just were. But the product of what we did is over here, and it is this guy right here. Now this area is going to be extra laggy because these machines are running and they're quite laggy, at least for the frame rate when I'm looking at them, right? But this guy here is a 256 million mega crafting storage. This thing is insane. And we've got him ordering about 3 million nether essence, which it's going to take a long time, right? This isn't really a great idea, but it's an idea nonetheless, so it's fine. It can sit there or whatever. Now, what was the plan for this episode? Well, there's a few things we can do, as per usual. There's a lot of things we can do. One thing that I kind of want to do, because at the moment, obviously, we've ordered the exact amount of nether essence we need, right? Like, once this is done, we should have everything we need in terms of nether essence. But the other thing we did is I chucked in stone seeds, and so we've currently got stone seeds running through this system, being processed, right? Getting our stone essence. And that's just happening pretty much at the same rate that this nether essence is, but we're not sort of tracking it, you know what I mean? Like, this will happen infinitely, as opposed to finishing and giving me a little notification when I've got, you know, my 3 million stone essence or whatever. So in order to fix that, what we could do is I could just make another controller, right? I could try to craft another one of these. We don't need this much, but we could try to make another one and just slap it on and order it. That should realistically be pretty easy, I think, right? If I search this, we probably don't need it to be as big as the one that we got. Like, I could probably settle for like a 16 mil or something like that, you know what I mean? So we could give this a try if we wanted to. The crafting of it probably won't take too long. I'm just gonna order it, because why not? Like, it's kind of fun to do, because I like crafting this stuff. But yeah, while that's crafting, I'll show you what we did in the last episode, and then we'll try and figure out what we're actually gonna do this episode, aside from just, you know, that little project. So yeah, over here we've got these two machines. This is the matter infuser. It just makes a few things like, what do you call them? Like an ingot. I think it makes this guy here, the fluid steel ingot. But then this guy here is the circuit etcher, and it makes circuits. As you can see, it makes them very, very quickly. You can even time in a bottle this, and it goes insanely fast. So this guy's really cool, really cool. And in terms of expandability, it's quite easily expandable, especially in terms of like all its inputs and stuff. It's a pretty good block. It's honestly really good. So yeah, that can do its thing, and that's pretty much it. So, what's next? Honestly, not too sure. There's a few things I'm interested in. Some of these things, like a bulk storage component and a radioactive storage component, these sound fun, but are they going to get us an ATM star? Not anytime soon, to say the least. So what can we look at next? Currently, we're working a little bit towards this seed. That's sort of why we're crafting all these things. So I guess we'll try and knock off something else here. So we'll grab our star. Oh, I just got rid of the star, but we'll grab the star back. I really want to get this star. I really would like to. Let's try and get this thing, the Wither's Compass. What are we going to need? We're going to need a nether star block ×2. I can craft one of those. How cool is that? So we'll craft one of those. We'll get that built in the system. Cool. Yep, there it is. Beautiful. So that's one part down. Next up, we've got some charms we need. We have some gravitational modulating units, which need antimatter, so that might be a bit of a pickle to get into. And then we're going to need a glyph, which honestly doesn't look too bad, I think. I think that should be relatively easy to do, surprisingly. And yeah, and I mean, that's pretty straightforward. What I might do, we'll make everything up until the antimatter stuff, right? Because we can do the rest of this. The problem with the antimatter, it's going to be an event. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely going to be an event, because we've got to set up reactors. We've got to do a lot of work. That's, I guess, the long story short. We genuinely need to do a decent amount of work there. I'm sort of thinking in my head, do I want to try and just like copy paste one? Like, I'll still need to get all the blocks and all the resources, but you know, I'm just thinking in my head, how difficult would it be to just set it up? Do we just do it this episode? I really don't know. As you can tell, my brain, I'm really trying to like debate whether or not this is worth doing this episode. I'll tell you what, we might just do it. Because we've got to do it eventually. We're going to need so much of everything here, right? In order to get just one of these pellets, we need 1,000 millibuckets of antimatter. In order to get antimatter, we need 1,000 millibuckets of polonium per antimatter. We need a lot of polonium, like a crazy amount. And that stuff's not only is it not cheap, I guess, but it's pretty slow, especially like what do you call it? Especially like generating the fuel and like the nuclear. There's a lot of stuff we have to do. Ooh, unless we get our hands on a comb. The problem is to get the comb or to get the bee. It needs to be in radiation. Oh, Okay. I don't really know. I think we just get started because this guy, as you can see, it needs it needs to be in radiation regardless. What I'm distracted by at the moment, I don't know if you could tell me my train of thought moving. What is this little thing? Look at this thing just like move around here. That's entertaining. What's this little guy? Oh, cool. I want to make one. I don't know what it does, but we have one. There it is. Look at this little dude. Oh, and he does it in the hands as well. Oh, awesome. Not a clue what it does. As far as I'm aware, it does nothing. But it's cool nonetheless. So cool. We got one of those. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Can I chuck this on a pedestal? Oh, this is going to look awesome. Oh, hold on. Forget all of these, trophies and things we're getting over here. Let's slap this guy down right here. Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's fun. Okay, anyway. Okay. So, oh god. Buckle in. We're gonna go on a bit of a ride here. So, what we're probably gonna do, I'm just gonna remove all these bookmarks. We'll clear our bookmark side again. We'll probably get started. Does the quest book have much about this? Like, is there a little section with everything I need? Not particularly. I mean, it's got everything over here, I guess. Ore factories for like ore processing, but it doesn't really have like the reactor setup. Wasn't there a power tab? All the power. Does this have the mechanism reactor? Not really, or at least I can't really see it. Okay. So long story short, the main thing we need right at the start is this stuff, fissile fuel. We did this not too long ago in To the Sky, which is sort of my issue with playing two of these mod packs at once, is there's a bit of overlap, but this should be a lot easier to do. We need fissile fuel. Now, to get fissile fuel, we need to run uranium hexafluoride. You don't really need to worry about what they're called, because I understand that, like, I have no idea what a hexafluoride is. Is that going to be like, I don't know, 6 fluoride per 1 uranium? Maybe. But it doesn't matter. All it means is this thing turns into this thing. Okay? They just have names, right? So we're going to need some of this. Now, in order to get this, we're going to need some hydrofluoric acid and some uranium oxide. Now, the uranium oxide is quite easy. It is going to be a chemical oxidizer, so just another machine, and some yellow cake uranium, which is just going to be uranium in an enrichment chamber. So easily done. We can definitely do that. Now, the hydrofluoric acid, I'm going to go ahead and unbookmark it and bookmark it again just to keep them sort of separate. This thing can be done by combining sulfuric acid and fluorite. So that seems pretty easy in a chemical dissolution chamber. There's probably more machines we need over here, but it's fine. Now, the fluorite, we get that from mining, so we should actually have like a bunch of fluorite in our system, which I think we do. The next thing we need, though, is obviously sulfuric acid. That's the stuff there. This guy, there's a few ways to do it. One way is you can use sulfur dust, and you can just chuck it in the machine, and it will turn each piece of sulfur into 2 millibuckets, okay? And that's fine if you have infinite sulfur. I mean infinite, like a lot, more than you need. The alternative is you combine sulfur trioxide and water vapor, which you just get from water. So infinite water, that's fine. So essentially all you need is this sulfur trioxide. And to get this stuff, you need sulfur dioxide and, once again, oxygen, which you can get from water. And the sulfur dioxide you get from a piece of sulfur. But instead of turning it into 2 millibuckets, it turns one of these into 100 millibuckets. And then this goes in a 2-to-2 ratio, so still 200 millibuckets worth. And then this one combines at a 1-to-1, so still 200 millibuckets. And you've now gotten this sulfuric acid again. And from 1 sulfur, you've turned it into like 100 times the efficiency. So it is a lot better to go that route. So what does this mean for us? Well, for starters, what do we have in terms of machines to autocraft? We don't have much. So I'm pretty much going to have to grab all of these machine recipes. A lot of them, as you can see here, we have most of the recipes. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be too hard to do. But yeah, I'm essentially just going to go through here and auto-craft anything that we don't already have. And that should be simple. Alright, there were these 3 more things I need to craft, as well as, I guess, this tank. But then we're pretty much done. And so what we're going to do, the idea is I'll just... Because we have everything set up pretty nicely in this run-through of the pack, compared to at least to the sky, I should be able to pretty much craft on the go, right? So we can just... I don't have to, like, wait for everything to be put together, I would imagine. I would hope. But one thing we do need is to figure out where we're placing this reactor. Now, it is a reactor, okay? At the moment, we're going to be making the fuel, right? But we are essentially making a reactor, and they can explode. And when they explode, it makes a bit of a mess. From memory, I don't know if this is different, but it doesn't make a big explosion, right? It doesn't make a big explosion. Like, it'll mess up the area, but the big issue it does is it spits out radiation. A lot of radiation over a pretty big distance. The problem with that, like, I'm fine. I'm pretty much invincible, right? I'm probably completely A-okay. But we have bees. We have, like, a few mobs around, like, I don't know, villages and stuff. We have, like, some guys over here. We have crushers over here. Obviously, these guys are working hard over here. We don't want those to die, right? We just simply don't. We don't want radiation in the area. So, we need it to either be far enough away, or, like, I would love to put it somewhere that we can see it, but the risk far outweighs the reward, I guess, of the visuals. So realistically, we should probably just slap it in another dimension. Now, in Allthemod 6, I placed it in the mining dimension. This is pretty much the perfect dimension to do it for a number of reasons. The main reason is, once you get this fissile fuel, right, and you run it through a reactor and you get nuclear waste, in order to make polonium, you need to put it through a solar neutron activator. Now, the kicker with this guy is he needs the sun to work, right? And in, at least to the sky, there's no way to transfer this nuclear waste through dimensions, right? There's no way to move it around reliably, right? So it's sort of like you need to have your reactor in the same dimension that has sky, right? But in this dimension, if you might remember, we have the potential to use this guy, the radioactive storage component. Now, I genuinely don't know how this guy works, but I think he does what we think he does. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to store radioactive things in an AE2 system, in an applied energistic system. That's my thought process here. I think that's how that will work. That sounds really cool. That sounds nicely, easily maneuvered. Maybe not easily, but I feel like we can maneuver with this. We can make that work. On top of that, in this mod pack, unlike the other one, we have entangled blocks, and that's pretty much the trump card. We can move it wherever we want, realistically. So I think we're good. I think we can build it here if we want. Once again, I kind of almost don't want to, purely because it just feels cheap putting it in here. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I don't know, there's nothing to lose. On the flip side, the other. Have a look at this dimension. Now, it looks pretty decent at the moment. In fact, yeah, it definitely looks a lot cooler than I remember. But what we discovered, I think, is if I take this off and we lose our night vision, it'll take us a few seconds. This dimension actually looks absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous dimension. Which, I don't mean to say this, but it didn't really look gorgeous in the past. So they've clearly done some crazy work here to make the other actually look nice. By the way, the shaders I'm using are over-imagined, but it's very nice. Here, we're about to lose our night vision. So the world should hopefully get like a little bit darker and maybe get some shadows. It looks very similar, to say the least. Oh, you know what? Does this give night vision as well? I swear one of these things gives you night vision. Maybe not. I'm not too sure, but regardless, it's a beautiful dimension. That's the point I'm getting at. So we could place the reactor in here just to sort of, I don't know, it could be fun just to make use of this dimension because we're not really using it. We tried using some builders and stuff. It doesn't really work. This guy, I was trying to get him to grab a soul lava or something. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we place it in here? I'll be honest, I think we do, just because I kind of want to make use of the other. So, I guess we'll try and do that. We will have a bit of a... See, there's going to be mobs around. You know what? No. I'm struggling. I'll tell you what we can do. I can get a mega torch, and this guy will stop mobs from spawning around us, okay? And that will sort of, that should hopefully alleviate some of this pain. So we'll slap this guy down. I'll quickly go over here, take care of this guy. There we go. And yeah, sure. All right, let me plan this out. Alrighty, I've built a little bit of an area here. This is by no means big enough, but it might be manageable. You know what I mean? Like, we could probably dig out a little bit in the wall, but I don't know. I kind of want to have like the fuel be in like almost like a little sheltered area, and then I'm thinking we like slap the reactor like in the mountain sort of thing, in the side of these hills. I think that might be fun. Maybe we'll see, I guess. So to get started, what do we need? Well, we can start from the end all the way back to the front. So for example, we can go at mechanism and we can start grabbing some of this stuff. So for example, I can search for this isotopic centrifuge or whatever it's called. We can get one of those, slap that down. And so then this guy, where are we? If I can figure out how to do it. This guy's gonna need like all the uranium stuff. So we can sort of go backwards, and then that way we won't get lost, hopefully. I also accidentally right-clicked this thing, and apparently that freezes your game and takes a crazy long time to load. Yes, but anyway, we need this uranium hexafluoride. So this is going to need a chemical infuser. So we'll also go chemical infuser. I happen to know we'll need at least 2 of these, probably more. So we'll order those. They should come in the mail pretty soon. All right, yep, we've got all these. So this guy, I guess we can slap him right here. Sure. Yeah, sure. Why not? This chemical infuser, he can go here. The reason, I guess, against placing them directly on each other is if we need to expand this, right? We probably should keep in mind the concept of expanding. Which reminds me, do we instead possibly want to store everything? Because, well, once again, we do have the option to store chemicals. We have chemical storage cells, and I imagine they're not too difficult to make. We could store everything in an AE2 system over here, and that might just make things a little bit easier. So we might do that. Hold on. Let's do at AE. We don't have a spare controller. We might be able to afford one. The problem is I don't know how much we've sort of just like skimmed by and how much we actually have like automated. To be honest, I think we covered a lot of it in the last episode when we set everything up. So this could go very nicely. So I'm going to slap this guy down here. He'll obviously need some power, so we'll grab an ender gate, slap one of these on the side. That should be plenty. There we go. So we now have a controller lit up, good, ready to go. Next up are going to be cables. Now, realistically, once again, we probably want some dense cables. So I'm going to try and get my hands on a dense, just normal cable if I can figure out how to do that. All right, we'll grab it. I was gonna grab a stack, but oh god, you need everything, don't you? Nothing comes easy, sadly. So we'll grab a stack of this stuff, and then we'll turn all of these into cable. We'll turn most of it into cables. Essentially, I believe what we have to do is we have to cover them up, which means put them in with a bit of wool. That should be easy enough. And then we make like 4 of these like this to get the dense cables. And then these guys will carry 16 channels. If you're not sure what that means, sorry. No, it'll make sense. Essentially, we can have 32, sorry, I think I said 16. We can have 32 connections coming off of these big cables here. So we can run this along here, and then we can connect smaller cables wherever they need to go. So the next thing we are going to need, I am going to have to run back to, try and get our hands on, what do you call it? These chemical storage cells to, I guess, make sure that they work with everything that we will want them to work with. Once again, shouldn't be too difficult. So if I search chemical storage, we've obviously got some up here. They go all the way up to 64k, or they do actually go to 256. So we'll bookmark this guy. He's going to need a chemical storage housing, and then a chemical... it's actually just a storage component. Oh, we can do this so easily. So 256, we go ahead and order one of these guys. Then I make myself one of these housings, which, yeah, we'll make a pattern for it. Why not? Sure, we'll chuck that in there, update it, beautiful. Go ahead and chuck it in here. So now if I search storage, which one's the chemical storage? I don't understand. Chemical, here it is. We'll get one of these. Shouldn't take too long. Yep, one of those. And then 256. Oh, you know what? We ordered another thing, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, you know what? this guy won't take too long. I was going to say we ordered the 256M. And I don't know. No, we ordered what did we order? We ordered something. We ordered, yeah, a 16 one. Okay, we could put that to work if we wanted to. Anyhow. Long story short, we now have a chemical storage cell. Now, this can hold 5 types. So realistically, if we're being real here, we probably are going to want 2 of them. So I'll order another one just to get it ready, because there's probably going to be more than 5 types of things that we need to store. The next thing we're going to need is a disk drive. So I guess we'll try and get our hands on one of these. Of course, I need some more of these cables. We are going to be using probably a lot of these cables, to be completely real with you. So there we go. We'll run back. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll go here. We'll go here. Boom. And we will go here. Okay, beautiful. The wonderful, scary, beautiful dimension. So, hopefully it looks nice on footage. I realize it looks beautiful for me, but maybe it's too dark for you guys. I don't think it is. It looks fine. I'm stressing out. So this disk drive, I'm going to place right on top. And inside here can go the chemical storage cell. There he is. In terms of opening him, we could make a terminal. We kind of don't need one. It would be nice, but we don't need one. The next thing we're going to do is hook up cables, I guess. Once again, I have a few interesting ideas here in terms of how we're going to do this. I just don't know what the best approach is. For example, if I get a pattern provider, right? What this guy does is he'll provide, an ingredient, but he'll also accept ingredients. I don't know if he accepts fluids. That's sort of what I'm getting at here. I don't know if he will receive fluids as well. Applied Energistics 2. It's this guy here. Inscribers, crystal growth, patterns, crafting storage. Now, the pattern provider can hold things, input items into a certain output. Yeah, not sure. Genuinely not sure. We can make one, I guess. What do we need for it? We're going to need, some of this stuff. So a little bit of a I guess, recipe. but honestly, as you can see, not too bad. The hardest part is honestly those crafting tables. So anyway, pattern provider. This guy underneath, he can provide ingredients, but I don't know with this return inventory whether we can put like a gas back in there. I'm very doubtful, to say the least, but I don't know. Alright, there is an alternative I can think of, and it's an interesting one. If I grab a storage bus, right? Hear me out. Listen, since we've done a lot of this stuff before, it will be fun to test out some of these new blocks that we don't really have access to in the Sky one. By the way, I really should just hold on. Let's go logic. Let's order like, a stack of these and just craft a bunch of these cores, right? They're called cores, yeah. Let's get a stack of these. Oh, let's get 10 of them. I mean, realistically, that's probably enough. Oh my god. Okay, we should have plenty for now. So let's go back to the storage bus. Storage bus. I can never see it when I want to. There it is. Okay. Storage bus. It's going to need an ME interface. That should be fine. ME interface. By the way, this might be what we want as well, so I'll grab one of those just in case that is what we want. How does the interface work? Yeah, I can provide items. We might not need to. Hold on. If I go in here and I search uranium, and we go uranium hexafluoride, ooh, I can hold this like liquid in here, or this gas, or whatever it happens to be. Okay, hold on. Easily, yeah. We want interfaces, I think. Because what I can do is I can slap this guy under here. We can open this guy up, and we can tell him, hey, you are going to go into gases, you're going to input and output at the bottom, and you're going to auto eject, okay? So he'll receive the item he needs from the bottom, and then he'll push out the item both into this exact same machine here. This should work flawlessly. Uranium hexafluoride, so that's going to be the stuff we want to maintain. That should keep it stocked, which it should magically work, hopefully, but we'll obviously have to keep an eye on things. Can I dense cable this? It says I can, so cool, nice, it's online. Awesome. This is going to be interesting. I really don't know how this whole setup is going to work the way that we're trying to do it here. So anyway, next up is the chemical infuser. This guy again, I mean, maybe I will just place them in a row here now that we're going to try and hook them up a little bit differently compared to usual. So this guy again, we're going to want another interface. I should probably at this point bookmark these guys. There we go, interface. So he's going to go into here. Now, in order to make the uranium hexafluoride, we need hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide. So we're going to open this guy up, and we're going to go hydrofluoric acid. Yep, this stuff here, drag that in. That was the right thing, right? I think so. And then uranium oxide. So we'll search uranium, uranium oxide. Yep, drag that in there. And that, once again, should work, assuming, of course, that we configure this correctly. Now, this might be trickier because there's two inputs, and I don't know if I can get them both to go in at the same side. We'll see if that works. It might. But I'll tell you what, we're going to find out, to say the least. Now, this guy should be connected because he's touching that one there, so we don't need a connected cable, so that should be good. Once again, we'll see if this works. Next up is going to be the uranium oxide. This is going to need a chemical oxidizer. So we'll search chemical. Oxidizer, we'll order one of these. Now, this guy is going to need uranium, obviously. So we'll also grab a little bit piece of uranium so that we can work with it. The other thing it will need is... I can't think. What else do we need here? Oh, God, the brain. Oh, yeah, we need an enriching chamber. I thought we had these auto-crafted, but I guess not. We can auto-craft them quite easily. So, enrichment chamber, we'll craft one of these guys. There we go. We could just leave it as one. We can for now. They're easily upgradable in the future. So, we're going to slap the oxidizer here and the enrichment chamber there. All of which, I believe I want to pretty much do the same thing here with more of these interfaces. I think we can do a lot of our auto-crafting here because all of this stuff, we want it to happen non-stop. So we don't want to provide a pattern to like order recipes. We want this to just be happening 24/7 essentially. So the chemical oxidizer, this guy, we want the items to input, output at the bottom and auto eject. So input the stuff we want, and then actually we want this guy to be outputting a gas below. So we'll output down there and that should be fine. In that case, the item output we probably don't need. So yeah, that should be fine. So this guy will need uranium cake. Yellow cake uranium, this guy here, so we'll place that there. Cool. So he should hopefully... Oh. I'm just now realizing this might not automatically pull. Because this guy's not automatically pushing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That might be unlucky. We might actually have to do a little bit more effort here to get this hooked up. Now, the effort is an alternative effort. And by that, what I mean is I can break this. This is all still hooked up. And then I might be able to get away with just doing pipes. So, for example, this guy needs a gas. So I'll grab a gas pipe and we'll run it up like that, right? And then I'll tell this guy, hey, on the back of you, that's going to be an input. And then that should connect. It hasn't, but it should. You know what? Maybe that's the front. Hold on. Gas front input? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So he's good. Maybe. This guy here is another gas one. So this will have to be the same, but then we'll have to try and disconnect these two. So we're going to have to grab that wrench back that I've put away somewhere. And we'll disconnect you and you. Obviously, both of these are going to be extracting. That should be fine. And you are going to have to insert gas from the back. That should work, hopefully. This guy here is going to be items. So we can get away with an item pipe. Oh, like so. I don't really have a pickaxe on me for whatever reason. There we go. So this guy, again, we're going to tell you, hey, from the back, that's going to be your item input. Make sure this guy's set up to extract. This guy here is another one. So more item pipes. These, again, we can disconnect quite easily. They should stay disconnected. There's no reason for them to reconnect, unlike with other multi-block setups from Mechanism. So we should be fine. Once again, though, item, we want to input from the back. And we actually want to output below and auto-eject. And that should be good. All of this should work flawlessly. So this guy's fine. This guy will be told uranium, keep some of that in there. And so far, so good. Potentially, maybe. We'll obviously have to find out pretty soon. So, we currently now have this all set up. Now, the hydrofluoric acid. This guy is going to need a chemical dissolution chamber. So we'll search chemical, and we'll grab a hands on one of these. Now, this guy, before we even get started, is going to use universal pipes. So, realistically, we could probably just keep using universal pipes. We don't really need any other type of pipe. But, yeah, I thought I'd mention that because this guy is going to need gases and he's going to need items. We're just now waiting on this, which I'm going to be real with you. This stuff smells or processes so much faster in our AE2 playthrough on All the Mods to the Sky. Like, shockingly faster, which is a little bit embarrassing considering we are in the hundreds of this series where we're only in like the 30s, I think, on the other series. What are we in? Are we even in the 30s? Yeah, we are. We're at 33 in the other series. 120 is this episode. So yeah, anyhow. The chemical dissolution chamber. Now, if we want... Well, what do we want? Because this looks nice, but it's sort of meant to look nice from inside, I guess. So I don't really know what we do. Do I keep doing this interesting pattern we have here? Maybe. It could be fun. I don't know. Let's grab these. We might as well. So we'll do a little bit of that. That should be fine. I'm going to want to place this guy here. We're obviously going to want to get another one of these interfaces. Slap this guy underneath. And then we're going to be grabbing these universal pipes like so, extracting from there, and then we'll configure this up. So what it's going to need is sulfuric acid and fluorite. So we can do sulfuric acid. This stuff right here. There are two types, and the problem is they're both called the exact same thing. The one we need is actually this one over here to the left. As you can see, it shows the tag, whereas this one doesn't. So we want to drag in this. What's the difference? If we left click on this one, it shows we only get it from condensing sulfuric acid, whereas this one, we actually have like the proper recipe. So I guess try and keep in mind that when you're setting this stuff up. Next is going to be the fluorite. There we go, spell to right, that's beautiful. Awesome, and that should just work. Obviously this guy, I think I placed him this way, so if I remove every side here, as you can see, oh, well, I guess it doesn't really care. What if I do gases as well? I guess it won't matter because, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is we're going to input from the front, and that's going to be it. So input for items at the front, we're going to input from gases on the front, and then we are going to try to output below on all of these, essentially. All of these are going to try to output below, and that should be good. Because I don't know if what we're making is technically a slurry or not. I think it might be. So that should be fine. Cool. Wonderful. Once again, this whole system might not even work. We're sort of building out of, in theory at the moment, right? So this should make hydrofluoric acid. Next up, we need sulfuric acid. This is going to be a chemical infuser, and then these two things. So let's go ahead and make that. I think we have the chemical infuser already made, so that might save us a little bit of time somehow. Let's also just craft a few of those. Why not? So, ME interface, chemical infuser, and pipes. These we obviously would like to disconnect. You might get away with not needing to disconnect them since they'll only sort of go where they need to go, but this just sort of saves that whole trouble from even happening to begin with. So this guy needs two things. Sulfur trioxide, sorry. Sulfur trioxide. So we want the normal one, not the liquid, so that can go there. And then next up is water vapor. So we're going to grab this and place that there. Awesome. Obviously in here, we want to configure this to receive all gases from below. And since it's making a gas as well, we actually want it to do input and output below and auto eject. And that should hopefully, once again, maybe work. Once again, we're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. Okay, so for water vapor, how do we get this? It is going to be water in a decondensator, or a rotary condensator, I think it's called. So rotary condensator, we'll craft one of these guys. What we might do, or might end up doing, is we might like cover this up. I'm thinking, like something like this, and then we might continue into the wall over here. That might be the play, because I feel like we're gonna need quite a few more machines. In terms of expandability here, I know you're all thinking it. How do we expand this? I guess it doesn't matter, since if everything's hooked up correctly, we can just add on to it wherever we need to. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if I place, you know, another isotopic centrifuge over here, it doesn't matter if everything's running through the system. That's at least what my brain is thinking at the moment. I'll tell you what, we're going to find out whether this works at all. This could be really good if it works. So this guy here, he needs water. Yeah, he needs water. So we're going to grab water here, drag him in there. Once again, we'll do the universal pipe. Why not? We'll disconnect this, make sure he's extracting. This guy, of course, we want him to insert fluid from below, which he currently is. That's fine. And then we want him to output gas below as well on auto eject. And that should be good. We also want him to be condensing. So currently he is condensing, decondensing. Actually, we want to decondense, right? We want water to go into water vapor. So that's actually what we want right there. Cool. Nice. So that should work. Don't see why it shouldn't. All right. What is next? Next is, I guess, the sulfur trioxide. It feels so weird saying it. So this stuff, yeah, we need a new machine for this. So we're going to need another chemical infuser, which I believe I need to order. As you can see, it's a messy recipe. It doesn't have to be as messy as I guess I'm sort of making it, but it's messy regardless, if we're being real here. So chemical infuser, we've got one. He can go there. This guy is going to need sulfur dioxide and oxygen. So, sulfur dioxide, this guy right here, and then oxygen. Perfect. There we go. This guy, of course, is going to... Oh, actually, hold on. I don't think I set these guys up correctly because we need fluid to insert from the front, don't we? Yeah, because he's getting water in the front. This guy's getting gases in the front. I didn't set this guy up right either, did I? Yeah, input gases at the front. This guy's getting gases and items. Item at the front, gas at the front. Okay. Sorry, I got a little bit confused in myself. So I'll slap these here. Disconnect these, set him up. Okay, so this thing was going to be the sulfur dioxide and oxygen. Yeah, we've already got those in there. Okay, cool. We're good. Not so good. Gases we want to input. I think if I do input/output, it'll count for both inputs, maybe. And then we'll try and output below. And we'll see what that does. So that should work, maybe. Next up is going to be either of these, the oxygen or the sulfur dioxide. So, sulfur dioxide, sulfur in a chemical oxidizer, and then the oxygen is just going to be an electrolytic separator. So, I mean, we have the room for it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm going to need a formation core, which is going to need one of these things. That shouldn't be too hard to make. All right, that can go there. Okay, so first things first, whichever one we want, electrolytic separator, and the other one was the oxidizer. So this guy here. And I don't know which one's going to craft faster. All I know is that we need both of them. Okay, chemical oxidizer, check, and electrolytic separator, check. So the electrolytic, he can go there. Why not? We'll slap this up here. Disconnect this stuff. All right, so and we'll make sure that he's extracting. We'll probably do like a double check later anyway. So this guy is going to receive water in the form of water, and he is going to split it up into, we'll do dump excess as well, I guess. Why not? This guy's going to split it up into hydrogen and oxygen. So we would like fluid to input at the front. Perfect. And we want gases to both output below, which we can't do. That's a problem. Since we can't do that, what do we do instead? I'm not too sure. We can't seem to get away with it. What I can do... we can... I'll tell you what. We can get away with it. I'm going to have you output there and you output there. Well, actually, hold on. We only need the oxygen, right? So I just need to figure out which side the oxygen is created on, which I might be able to do with a bucket of water. Maybe. Hold on. Bucket of water. Oxygen is the light blue, or the cyan. So if we open this guy up and we say, hey, how about you send the cyan down? Perfect. Now cyan is getting sent down into this guy. Oh, we've actually stored stuff already. Oh, cool. So he's stored there. Sure, wonderful. In fact, hold on. Oh, the oxygen went where it was meant to go. Oh, man. Hey, we live in a world. How cool is that? It's like already genuinely working. So this should be fine because once the hydrogen fills up, it'll dump. It'll dump the excess. So we're good. We can keep this one setup that we have at the moment. Yes. Okay. What all that's like this? Oh my god. I am extremely excited the fact that this even worked to begin with. Okay. Chemical oxidizer. All this guy needs is sulfur. So under here, we're going to search sulfur. Have this. I know there's different ways to do this. Like we can place importers and exporters on the machines themselves. But I'm kind of having fun with this. I like the way it looks with the pipes. I'll be honest. That's sort of the main reason why we haven't just switched over anyway. But we can slap this here. we make this guy extract. I'm glad these didn't connect. I'm not sure why they didn't, but I'm glad they didn't. And yeah, so this guy, input items on the front, and then we want to output gas on the bottom. Oh my god, I think we're ready. So, what's left? We currently have 10 machines here. So we're going to go into our ender gates, and we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. And I'm going to slap all of these on top, and then we're going to give this guy a test run. Okay, everything is powered. As you saw, some machines are working, some machines are not working. Everything's happening. Fun stuff. So, what's next? Well, for starters, this guy's getting some oxygen and then sending it out. So he's working pretty well. Clearly, though, we still do have a little bit of a, we probably do want more of these, what do you call them? What's the word I'm looking for? More of these guys set up, right? More chemical doohickeys. Just as a backup buffer, you know what I mean? We could also connect tanks onto the system, but it's just nice to have them in here available, right? So, what is next? Well, we need to give this guy access to everything that it needs. This is going to get a little bit messy. The items we need are going to go here and here, I think. We're going to probably entangle them or energy chest them or something. We need what? We need 2 barrels. 1, 2. One can go here. I mean, they can share the same barrel, realistically. This is kind of just fun to do, I guess. We're going to do a storage bus. We're probably also going to do another storage bus if I can get my grimy hands on another one. Beautiful. And we've got our cables. So, we're going to store stuff here and here. Like so. Right. This should be good. Should be. These guys we're going to partition. One of them will store uranium. One of them will store sulfur. I've realized now we probably actually need more stuff as well. Because we also need one of them to store fluorite. I mean, I guess we can do another barrel. Yeah. Where do I do the barrel? How much stuff do we need? Is there another item we can get away with? You don't need an item. You need, sulfur or something. You need uranium. Then you turn it into other uranium. You don't need an item. 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 You just need fluorite. Yeah, so we only need 3 barrels. And I've got 2. You can clearly see the issue, right? I need to put a 3rd barrel here, and I don't know how to connect it without making this entire operation look hideous. I think I just slap it on top. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this works. Okay, well, listen, we're genuinely pretty close to what we want to do here, to the point where it is pretty exciting. We're going to want another one of these. Yes, that's fine. Okay, this guy's hooked up. What he will store is going to be the fluorite. So we'll grab this stuff, and I believe that is everything. Okay, perfect, wonderful, excellent. So now all we need to do is get the stuff over here. So to do that, it's going to be a little bit trickier, I guess. What we could do, there's a few options. One is, I mean, we've got the system right here. We could just run a cable over it and export the stuff in there. We might just do that. It's going to be pretty easy to do. I'm going to grab 3 of these, what do you call them? Creative exporters, because why not? That's easy. We're going to grab some cables out. We've got a crazy amount as well. I'm going to slap these on front, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So for example, this guy is going to be uranium. This guy, I believe, was fluorite. And then the last guy in the corner was sulfur. Let's double check. Yep, sulfur. Beautiful. And then we'll need to double check that we actually have this stuff, right? Yeah, we've got a bunch of sulfur. I'm imagining, yeah, fluorite on the front page. That's good to see. Uranium's not on the front page, but we've got a bunch of raw uranium. We've got genuinely a lot of it. Next up is sulfur. We have a decent amount. We might need more eventually, but for now, we're looking pretty good. Then we're going to have to hook these guys up, so we'll do that. Phallic shape is happening, I'm aware, but we're just going to have to let it go, okay? I'm not tearing apart what we just made to try and unphallic that. And then we'll just run this guy along the outskirts over here until we get, I guess, here, and then we'll run that underneath, and it will look beautiful. So, this entire operation should genuinely start up. Everything should be kicking. Over here, we have these guys completely filled to the brim of everything they need. Over here, we have machines running. Currently, nothing's really happening. We have oxygen. Oxygen should be happening non-stop. Oh, he needs water. Yeah. Is the water seriously like the final ingredient here? Oh, it sort of might be. What we're going to do is we'll grab a sink. I might need to grab another interface or storage bus, sorry. So we'll need one of these and then we'll go storage bus. Okay, here we go. This is going to be beautiful. Grab one of these, storage bus. Okay, so the sink, we probably get away. Oh, I didn't want to break that. It's kind of fine, I guess. That'll go there. Obviously, I want a storage bus on the back of it, but to reach that, it's a little bit difficult. Storage bus can go there. This guy we're going to open. Can I click this? Yeah, store water. Beautiful. He will get the controller. Assuming we place a Fluix cable in the middle, that'll make sure that everything works perfectly. That goes there. This goes here. You go there. Everything should now do what it needs to do. For example, this is now running non-stop, making more water. This guy's making more water vapor. So this guy's got oxygen. This guy should have water vapor. I think you the water vapor guy? You are. So that's not good. Because the water vapor is getting stored in here. As opposed to getting placed in here. Oh, actually, no, it is. Oh, it was just taking his time. He was just strolling. Just taking his time. We can even put, oh, no, we can put fuzzy cards, I guess. We can't put acceleration cards. But yeah, he will store however much he needs. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so next up is probably going to be upgrades. This will probably get messy. Yeah. What I'm going to do is order 2 stacks of each. And hope that that covers it. It pretty much should, but I guess we'll find out for sure. And I'm going to grab stacks upon stacks of this stuff. Pretty much as I can hold at the moment. And we'll try and do at least one line. We'll probably do this one first, since I think this guy's pretty slow at the moment. So we'll do energy and speed. And as you can see, our hotbar's getting refilled. So energy, speed, energy, speed, energy, speed. We obviously need some more, which they're on their way. The problem is we're waiting on a lot of speed upgrades. I guess I can do all the energy ones. Sure. So energy in the isotopic. Energy in there, energy in there, energy in there, energy in there, energy in there. Beautiful. Energy, check. Next up is speed. I can probably... Oh, yep, speed's already started. Wonderful. That stuff's flowing. Beautiful. So this guy can get his speed. He probably doesn't need it at the moment. We're not really making it just yet. But well on its way. Grab out this stuff. Beautiful. Speed in you, speed in you, speed in you. 1 more speed, 2 more speed, speed in you, and speed there. Okay, so what are we waiting on? We are waiting on sulfuric acid. We are waiting on the yellow cake uranium to go into here. Although he's currently getting sulfur, and this guy's not accepting the sulfur. Item input on the front. Maybe I need this to be input. Did I place it the wrong way around? We've got sulfur there. We've got this guy extracting. I don't necessarily see why this isn't working. Unless I've placed like the wrong machine somehow. Let's go sulfur. Oh, if I can figure out how to spell it. Sulfur goes into nothing. Oh. I need sulfur dioxide. Chemical oxidizer. It needs to be sulfur dust. My bad indeed. Okay. So we can get rid of this stuff. We need sulfur dust, which we're going to get from pretty much a pulverizer, right? How many of you guys have a pulverizer lying around? The other option is actually this here from Blood Magic, which isn't necessarily any better, I don't think at least. Pulverizer, we're going to have to craft one of you. Luckily, not the worst recipe in the world, although a little bit. We're going to have to make a lot of these gears manually, it looks like. So copper gear, sure, we'll grab 3 of them. And then tin gear, and we don't even have the stuff for it. Wonderful. We've pretty much got it, you know what I mean? So there we go. There we go. Craft you, craft you, craft you, craft you. Pulverizer. Beautiful. So this guy's the final missing piece of this puzzle. I reckon he goes right there. And underneath this guy, we'll place another ME interface, assuming we have the stuff, which it looks like we do. Wonderful. ME interface. Okay. Beautiful. Now, this guy has the cool function, right? we can have this guy input and output, and force input and output, meaning we don't need any pipe coming up, meaning it's going to look beautiful, to say the least. We'll slap this guy on top. He's powered. We can put some upgrades in later. This guy at the bottom, he is going to be told to place in sulfur from thermal series. This guy should auto input them, as you can see. Wonderful. And then this guy is going to be told to put in sulfur dust, and that should work. So what we need here is going to be a resonant integral component. We have one of these. And then I will want flux linkage amplifiers. We have some of those, and we can put those in. And once this guy charges up, as you can see, he processes very, very fast, and he's able to keep up. This guy's able to keep up. The sulfur dust, oddly enough, going into the system isn't. I think that's partially because we don't have any storage. You know what I mean? Like, currently, I've heard a very scary sound that sounded like a dragon, making me re-question our entire setup here. I think we're fine. Anyhow, yeah, this stuff's a bit slow. And it's slow because it has nowhere to go. So, we just need to put a storage cell in here. Now, you might recall, we did a thing. We got one of these. Now, I believe as well there are discs we can get. These disc drives. These are pretty good. They're sort of like cheap shots. Because they work in AE2. But they work as if they're a refined storage one. Although I don't think we need that to be real with you. I think all I gotta do is chuck this stuff in, essentially. So I need to grab myself an item housing. Grab some of that. Grab some of that. Some of this. Some of that. Craft one of these. Oh, craft one of these. Yep, beautiful. And then we will combine you with you. 16 million mega item storage cell. As you can see, it can hold 63 types. We don't have that much stuff over here. Oh, you know what? It wasn't a dragon. It was the scary Halloween ghost trying to spook us over here. Wow. Yeah. You know what I think? I think the world looks so much better with these trees out of the way. Because look at how nice they are when you can actually see the sun glistening through. It's far too cluttered. You know what I mean? I think we can make this work. I think we can make this dimension look beautiful. I just need to do a little bit of trimming on these trees. And we can have some beautiful visuals again. Because like that looked beautiful when I toggled the shaders on and off and you could sort of see the sun shining through. Like, oh yeah, we need to, here, I've got this. We need to like cut right through here. Like, look at this. I just cut a little bit there. And I feel like this looks so much more beautiful with the light shaft coming through. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so anyway, this cell is going to store pretty much everything we need. We can slap him in there. As you can see, instantly fills up with the sulfur dust. And that should allow the sulfur dust to now be chucked in here, which, as you can see, it is. Now, in terms of this guy, he's not doing as well in terms of keeping up. So I think what I need to do is store more here. So, for example, 10, right? If we now store 10, we can put in more at a time. And as you can see, he's sort of able to keep up a little bit better. And he'll just maintain, well, he'll pretty much maintain a full stack if we're being real here. This guy looks like he's able to keep up, so that's fine. This chemical oxidizer, maybe we'll set this guy to 10 as well. Cool. You know what? We'll probably just set them all to 10. It'll probably just make things easier. We could do a stack. There's no real issue, I guess. Same with the fluoride. Actually, no, this guy, he's fine at the moment. I'll set him to 10. I'm sure in the future we'll benefit from it. But we should hopefully be getting everything we need now. I'm not too sure. We're still missing out on something here. We've got a bunch of the uranium. The next thing we need is the hydrofluoric acid. The hydrofluoric acid was the sulfuric acid and fluorite. We've obviously got fluorite here. The sulfuric acid was going to be water vapor and sulfur trioxide. The sulfur trioxide isn't making it here. It is being created though. As you can see, we're creating it. I think at the moment though, we might just be storing it. Yeah, as you can see, we've got about 8 of it. So we're storing it just fine. That's no problem there. Definitely storing it well. But it's not going where it needs to go, which is in here. We do have it there. The problem is with this is it's not... Oh, we've only got one input here. Hold on. I need to do input output. Oh, there we go. Now we've got literally everything. So this guy's processing now. Sulfuric acid into what it needs to be, which means this guy should very soon be getting what he needs. I think. It's honestly, it's hard to tell, but he should be. He should be. We should start getting fissile fuel. Cool. Cool. So what we can do here, sort of, is I can try to get an interface. So we can try to make an, or not an interface, sorry, a terminal. If I can figure out how to craft one. So we just want a normal ME terminal. Nice and easy. There we go. And we can slap this guy realistically wherever we want. I'll slap him here. So now we can see everything in the system. We can see how much fluorite, how much uranium, all this stuff we've got. I can sort it by number of items, like so, and we can see the smallest numbers at the bottom. So as you can see, water vapor, we're good. We got water vapor. The number's going up. The oxygen as well, same thing, number going up. Uranium oxide, the number is going up. Cool. Hydrofluoric acid, the number is going up. I just saw it go from 18 to 19. And then our main issue appears to be the sulfur, trioxide, and dioxide. Pretty much all the sulfur related stuff. So we can actually come over here and maybe check to see how this guy's doing. So, I mean, he's got enough power. He's running. He's just not able to do it fast enough. We can't put like a block in, can we, right? No, it looks like we're pretty much stuck with where we are. So realistically here, if we wanted to, we could probably set up 2 of them, is I guess sort of what it's looking like. At least for the most part. I'm also a little bit curious about like the rate at which the sulfur's coming in. It feels like it's going a little bit slower now. What's going on here? Sulfur dust, this guy. He's still going well. I mean, once again, he's not too crazy. Maybe we'll set this guy up to 10 once again, just to make sure. Why not? Yeah, now he's actually like filling up. Yeah, we might need more pulverizers. that's definitely what it's looking like. Okay. In that case, I might be able to just place multiple right next to each other. It might not be the prettiest thing, but hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done, right? Alright, interface. These we obviously don't want to connect. That's probably messed up a lot of stuff at the moment, but it's fine. These are going to be the same thing, so these will receive some sulfur. Oh, some sulfur. Oh. Sulfur. Sulfur? Oh, you are. I know what I'm doing. I was like, what have I done wrong here? I'm pretty sure I didn't, but alas I did. Okay, we're fine. I want to get this stuff set up. We're nearing the end of the episode. I just want the fuel set up using this because it's pretty fun. I've genuinely enjoyed this, which is a little bit surprising because I wasn't planning to. I wasn't planning to enjoy it, believe it or not, because it just, like, we've done it so recently, but this was genuinely pretty fun. Let's do that. We're obviously going to need ender gates, and then I'm pretty sure we're just good. So we'll obviously slap this stuff on top, and on top. And yeah, we'll obviously need the upgrades as well. So 1, 2, and then the flux linkage. We're going to need 6 of this. Boom, boom, boom. And 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. Cool. Wonderful. Okay, so this should now work pretty well. We should hopefully get a bunch more of this stuff coming in. The number should hopefully keep going up this time around. This guy's full. This guy's full. Do we have any fissile fuel? I mean, it must be in the system, right? We just don't. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't. How do we not? Where is it possibly going? So once again, where are we at? This guy here doesn't have any of the, any of this stuff. No. Any of this stuff? I'm very baffled. Uranium oxide and uranium hexafluoride. That's going to be hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide. So this guy's uranium oxide, and then it should also be hydrofluoric acid, but the gases isn't set up correctly. Oh my god. We go in here, we do input and output. Oh, but we need to do that on, on the back. This one needs to be input output. And there we go. That was the problem. I thought it might have been, I'm pretty sure we've got everything set up. There we go. Fissile fuel, and the fissile fuel. Whoa. Oh, no, I think that's fine. Yeah. Fissile fuel isn't radioactive, so it can be stored in there. I was very baffled. I'm like, oh my god, we've done it accidentally. But yeah, I like this a lot. I genuinely, I'm a big fan of this. If we wanted to as well, you can genuinely make covers. So we've got a few options here. We could do applied energistic covers, or we could genuinely make floorboards. These guys here. And these guys will sit on top as well. And these can look a little bit cooler because even just as they are right now, like this, I feel like looks pretty cool in terms of being able to walk over here. And so we might be able to get like, yeah, this is what I was thinking, steel floor grading. Maybe we want this instead. Hold on. Let's grab 8 of this. What does this stuff look like? Oh, that is perfect. Can I place you in there? No. Okay. So let's pick up this and let's use this instead. This feels like, that's kind of fun. Steel floor grading. Steel catwalk. What's the difference? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Can you not... What did it say? It said, can also be placed in look direction from the top. Click with the railing to add the guardrail to a side. So I need a railing. So if I search railing from... What's this from? Engineer's Decor. Let's do at engineer and then search rail. No. Oh, steel railing. Yeah, here we go. Oh, no way. Oh, this might work out pretty cool. So I can place this like so. I mean, is that cooler or is that a little bit weirder? You know what? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. We're going to grab a bunch of this, bunch of that, bunch of this, bunch of that, bunch of this, and I'm going to have fun. Okay, cool. So we've placed our railings. It's now looks maybe a little bit cooler, maybe. But I'm genuinely really excited. So this stuff, in terms of its storage, we can obviously have a quick look in here. If we wanted to, we could make one of these specifically for storing fissile fuel, since that should be the main thing that we get. So 256. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. 256. We'll grab one of these. I'm going to turn it into another chemical storage cell, and I'm going to partition it to only hold fissile fuel. And then hopefully, I don't know, hopefully that works out in our favor. At least, you know, while we have this stuff running, keeping it stored. But regardless, I'm going to call it for this episode. I think this was a marvelous success in terms of everything. Everything's hooked up. At the moment, we're at a bit of a buffer. And in terms of the buffer, if we look in here, once again, we can see what we're gaining and what we're losing. We're gaining a lot of uranium hexafluoride at the moment. We're losing... honestly, nothing. It's genuinely hard to tell what we are losing. In fact, we might be losing the uranium. No, we're sort of maintaining. It's hard to tell, but regardless, we're seemingly making infinite fuel at the current rate that we're making it at. So, what does that mean? Well, it means this guy's not getting enough power. He could be running faster. So, we're going to search Ender Gate. I'm going to try and grab my greasy hands on some of this stuff, which we should be able to do. We'll see. Because I'm not entirely sure if we can. Can I? Grab this, grab this. I'm going to need more of those. Ooh, they might take a little while. They also might not. But yeah, I mean, this is... Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. I was going to distract myself, but we are good. Do that, do that. Ender Gate. We're going to need another one of you. You don't have any iron essence? Huh? Iron essence? Why was I doing iron essence? We have iron. What? Hold on. Hold on. Big issue. Big issue. Let me just quickly go and fix this. Alright, let me take that iron essence out. Can we now order iron at all? We can't. I mean, do we want iron essence? Is that really what we're doing here? I mean, I guess. I mean, sure. I'll swap the stone out for the iron for a little bit. Yeah. Okay. How's this guy going, by the way? 2.8 mil. Ooh, making progress. Alright, I'm going to disconnect this guy. And we're going to go ahead and put in iron seeds. Seeds. Go back here. Jump there. Oh, wrong one. Double click. Click. Jump. Seeds. Yep. Drag iron seeds in. There we go. Iron seeds should be going through the system. That should hopefully solve whatever issue we just had. Sorry about that being a little bit weird. We'll go back into the other... Oh, it's a nice dimension. It's very cozy in here. Very, very cozy. Yeah, oh, this is cool. I'm having far too much fun. Alright, do we have that ender gate? What's the deal here? What's happening? I just want to hook this guy up with the maximum power. Okay, we now have the red ender gate, so I'm going to break this one and place the red one on. This guy should now have plenty of power. As you can see, he's actually burning through it now. We've got plenty of this stuff being eaten up, which means all this stuff's got some catching up to do. Yeah, genuinely, really happy about this. Really, really happy about how this has gone. This has gone really nicely. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Maybe you learned a thing or two about how to use applied energistics with all these chemicals, because this was really, really neat and tidy. And obviously in terms of expandability, if I didn't do that bit at the end, we could just keep going further into the wall. We might even move these in the future as we need more fuel, because it's so easily expandable. All we do, right, is we either watch in here for the weak spot, or we watch the actual machines and try to figure out like where we're lacking. Like at the moment, we're missing more of this hydrofluoric acid, right? We need a lot more of this. So realistically, what I do is I find out, you know, the bit of the hydrofluoric acid that we're missing, and I place a new machine for it and hook it up. It should be that simple. It's pretty cool. The main thing that we need is just the raw ingredients, and as long as these barrels are full, we know that they're not an issue. It's very, very fun. So yeah, genuinely, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it, so I guess that's the main thing. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Hopefully you're enjoying watching. Let me know what you think of everything, I guess. Thank you for the helpful comments. And yeah. Yeah, hey, honestly, I was surprised. I thought I was gonna be like where in regards to all this fission reactor stuff, having to do it again. But this was fun. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I need to figure out how I'm gonna grab this thumbnail. Maybe I'll do this. Like, this is genuinely a really neat and tidy room.